Welcome, Cancers, to your January 2018 reading. Happy holiday and happy new year. I'm actually recording this on the Cancer full moon. Uh, so, thank you so much for joining and thank you for your support in December. So, in this month, I am using the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. Also, using the Butterfly Oracle and Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue. So, a lot of messages coming through. I already pulled out your cards for Psychic Tarot for the Heart, but I do want to open up the space for your reading here. All right, and tuning in to the Cancer reading for January 2018. All right, so literally since I pulled these cards out, I keep getting the message of mission work for Cancers. I just like literally, I've heard it like at least 5 or 6 times. Mission work, mission work. I feel like you guys are getting this call, this heart call to go into mission, and this could be sharing a message of love, sharing a message of light. Um, Especially for Cancers, it's like the model of family, of love, of roots. I feel like this is very divinely connected. This is teaching, because the teach card is here, teaching people, um, like I'm feeling like a new paradigm, a new way of being. I feel like this isn't necessarily like our interpersonal family models as much as it is the divine family model. This is about the unity consciousness, about us all coming together. And I feel like there's a message and there's a story and there's a gift that you guys have to share within that space. And I feel like you guys have been feeling that call. I feel like there's two kind of layers of this for Cancers. I feel like there's some Cancers who they feel like this emptiness or this void, like they know they need to be doing something else, but they're trying to figure out what that is. um, and I feel like there's some Cancers who kind of already know what it is. They're kind of tapped into that vein already, and it's a matter of getting the ball moving. um, and I feel like this movement, allowing it to come in, like whatever it is that's coming through from you, whatever like wisdom teaches, whatever you've been studying, it's time for you to kind of come out of your shell, come out of hiding, and it's time for you to be seen and for your message to be heard. And that's kind of how I'm feeling here, with this teach card. It's like there's a message that you have to share. That's something, some light teachings or wisdom teaches that you have to share with people so that it helps them move into. I just keep getting this unity consciousness, like learning how to work with others, connecting with everyone on this planet, like because we're all family members. It doesn't matter where our religious beliefs are, our philosophies, our color, like our history, what our ancestors have been through, because our ancestors are really, they're in the other dimensions, in the spirit realms, trying to get, they're looking at all of us like, okay, we've got to get them to get past all these racism issues and whatever, like all the things that happen on a collective scale is really a reflection of our inner states of being here. And those are the spaces that we need to heal. So for some Cancers, it could be maybe that's the type of message that you need to spread and to teach people so that they can begin to heal. But it doesn't have to be that particular message, but if there's something like, I'm feeling like Cancers that have been writing or writing poetry or been doing like a lot of like maybe like spiritual studying, this is like it's time to shift into mission here. I feel like because I'm feeling like a change in direction almost. And you have to allow this to come in. You need to allow it to flow right out of your heart. If you can see the depiction here, it's like whatever messages you've been getting or whatever you've been guided to do, you need to allow it to flow. Like you can no longer keep this inside of yourself. I don't feel like this is like, we're always going to be in a space of growth and self-development, but I feel like there's this pocket where, you know, you guys have reached a certain point and you've had certain experiences that you've cultivated and you've embodied within yourself. They're experiential. And it's time for you to use those experiences and use those teachings to guide others on the path. I do feel like for some cancers, again, I feel like this is kind of a choice. I feel like, you know, there's some cancers that are still going to be stuck. Like, for example, like, you know, maybe you're being called to do this mission work or some type of volunteer work, and maybe in you moving this path in this direction, it may mean maybe you have to quit your, you know, day-to-day job. So you're kind of like, well, I don't know how I would support my family or my lifestyle or my living if I do that, so I'm going to continue to kind of have my head in the sand and not follow this call in your heart. So I feel like if you're someone that's feeling like that, this is the energy that I feel here, where it's like, I always feel like this is kind of like the sword and the stone, even though it's the grass. I feel like it's like, if you choose not to go on this call, take this call, you know, follow the path of the journey, that it's like you kind of end up being the loser because you're going to continue to feel stuck. You're going to continue to feel empty because you're not following the interprompting of your heart. But if you go and you decide to accept this mission, it's like pulling the sword out of this space. Like, what's been out, look at this grass, always like your heart chakra, like you're pulling the knife, how you've been wounding yourself by not following your true path and your true mission. You're pulling it out so this can heal and that you can move from the space. And again, you're allowing what's in your blueprint. What I feel like for some people, what I'm saying is that by making this choice, you're kind of making it clear and allowing the information or the wisdom or the codes to come through that are going to tell you where you need to move. Like, it's like source codes almost, like I'm seeing different numbers that are like kind of like a safe, like they unlock a safe when you pull this knife out of your heart. Like, this heart has been what's been keeping you stuck. For some cancers, this could be a heart wound. So this could literally be like some type of experience or trauma created this block, and you haven't realized that blocked energy for these years have actually created a block towards you healing and being able to move into your life mission and your life purpose. So the resistance can be, for some cancers, like resistance around healing that wound. So you may be being triggered, or you may, especially because it's a Cancer full moon as I'm doing this reading, you may be experiencing triggers around heart wounds, heart traumas, broken hearts, love, because that needs to be clear, that needs to be healed so that you can move into this teaching space. I'm feeling an unconditional love kind of vibration here. But again, this is something that you have to choose. And when you choose this, the changes are able to take effect and permeate through your view, you know, your life and your being. And you need to trust this. You need to allow yourself to be open to this energy that's coming in. Again, I feel like there's so much light. There's so many shifting vibrations and codes that are coming in for everybody, not just cancers, but for you guys, you have to be open to receiving this energy. Yes, it's absolutely going to transform you. It's going to absolutely change your life, but it's a change that's needed. Again, the message is allow what's coming to flow. Don't resist it. Just allow. Like I'm just saying, just allow yourself to experience what's coming in for you to experience. It's like ride the wave is what I'm feeling. Ride the wave. And, you know, there's a lot of 5 cards here. So if you're into angel numbers, you might want to look up angel number 555. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling like I definitely feel like there's two stories here with cancer. There's a side where it's like cancers that are still kind of healing heart wounds, so you're not able to really clearly see where you're being guided. And then there's cancers that have healed this space and they're moving in direction of mission work or teaching or sharing their gifts. Um, and that's why I feel this is coming up. Change your focus. This did come up in reverse. Um, so I feel like for all cancers, it's time to shift um, and have a new view about where we're going. This can mean, obviously, for both cancers, it's like whatever it is that we were doing, for example, in 2018 or the last few years in our life, or maybe our entire life, it's time to, like, we can all feel the energy, all signs where it's like there is this new vibration that's here for all of us. And everything is changing. Like, there's just, you can feel that sense in the air. And as these shifts are taking place, we are changing rapidly. All of our systems, our energy centers, our chakras, our central channels, our neurological centers, our brains are expanding, and more of us are awakening and coming online. And as we come online, we start to access things that we didn't have access to before. And it shifts and it changes our focus, and we begin to want to go in a new direction. I feel like that's exactly what's happening here for cancers. I feel like, again, some of us are still kind of stuck because we're still dealing with some heart trauma that needs to be healed. But once you come out of that space, it's going to help change the direction that you're moving in your life. And you have to focus on that path and that journey and that wave again, that flow that life is kind of taking you on, and go with it. I feel like for the cancers who are in a space where they're beginning to teach or share their gifts with others, maybe you've been working in like one modal, like maybe you're a cancer who is a therapist, a family therapist or something like that. And maybe you've done that work in the traditional sense of things, and maybe like you've been called to work within shamanism, and maybe the change in your focus is to combine those two modals and to make it a totally new thing. But whatever that is for you, I feel like, again, the message is to trust whatever's coming up, like, for you. And then we have crown chakra here. So, of course, this is a lot of divine codes, a lot of awakening energy that's coming into your being. This is like veils being lifted, things being, revealed to you. I also feel like I'm seeing like clouds being moved away. So this is allowing you to see things maybe in a more clear view, whereas you haven't been able to see that before. I also feel like there's cancers that are healing and transmuting karma. This can also be transmuting the work from last month, which was inner child healing. Maybe you've healed some inner child wounds or some type of patterning. And this could be, those heart wounds or that heart trauma there. But maybe, you guys have started doing that healing work, or you have healed that and you've pulled that wound, that trauma, that patterning out of your own heart, and now you've become the winner, you become healed, and it's unlocking something completely new for you. Because remember, when we are letting go of things, when we're transmuting, when we're transforming, we're changing, we're letting stuff go, but we're also opening up the door for new things to come in. I feel like there's so many gifts and so much beauty coming in for cancers, and I feel like there's just mission work here. There's teaching, there's sharing messages of unity and unconditional love here, and just, I keep getting just ride the wave here. So I'm going to pull a card for you. What changes are cancers going through for January 2018? Changes for cancers. Let's see what comes up for you guys. Almost dropped the whole deck. That one wants to come out. Relationship dynamics. And interestingly enough, the butterfly is like, if you guys can see, I'm sorry, it's kind of a glare, but it's like the flower the butterfly is sitting on is purple. So I feel like that's like that crown chakra card that's here. I feel like there's something that's being transmuted, that's being healed around relationships. Again, when I was saying here about that wound, pulling the knife out so that healing can take place, I feel like, you know, for a lot of cancers, this could be a relationship healing. This could be relationship, of course, is not limited to our interpersonal relationships with boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It could be a friendship. It can be, you know, a parent. But there's some type of dynamic around this that, you know, I feel like a lot of cancers are healing at this time. Something that's kind of been hurting them or creating a block for a long time. This could be in this current lifetime. It could be past life experiences. Whatever it is for you and whatever resonates with you, it's definitely something that has been impacting you, and it could be impacting you from following your heart, because, you know, when we have heart wounds and heart traumas, it creates a sense of distrust, and we don't open ourselves up, and we hide in this shell. I just see cancers hiding in this shell, and we have all this beauty and this love to share. You know, we have things that we need to teach and show other people, but we're kind of not coming out into the open view and allowing ourselves to be seen because of some type of trauma. So again, I feel like for some cancers, you are moving in progress as it relates to this, but I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's still some wound around some past relationship dynamics that need to be healed, things that maybe haven't made you feel like you're good enough, that what you do is worthy. And if you don't feel like, you know, what you do is enough and that it's worthy, you may have developed a pattern of thinking or a behavioral cycle to where you continue to hide. Because if you go out and share your gifts or your invention or, you know, whatever it is that you want to put out there in the world, there's always this underlier of like self-doubt where it's like, well, people might not like this anyway, so maybe I won't just put this out there, or maybe I won't say anything, or maybe I won't share parts of myself with people. And I feel like that's the block, like that's the fog. This is what this trauma and what this wound is preventing you from doing. As you can see, this knife has a heart in it. It's like this knife, whatever it is for you, is the wound, but it's also the key. How do you want to use it? If you want to continue to use it as a wound, you're going to continue to lose and suffer and feel the trauma from it, and it's going to affect everything in your life. Or you can use it as a key, and when you use it as a key, you activate healing within yourselves and you become the winner in your life. So I'm going to pull one last card for you guys. What healing messages are here for cancers for January 2018? Oops. Thank you. All right. Beauty. I feel like this still is like you are good enough. Recognize the vibrance and the beauty and the love of that you are. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself, honor yourself. You are enough, you are worthy, you know? That's what I'm really feeling here. I feel like this kind of inadequacy that's been created, maybe, you know, there's some cancers that have allowed the dynamics of the relationships they've had with others to define their self-worth, because I'm really feeling a self-worth vibe here. And I feel like you have to recognize that that measure isn't determined by anybody else but yourself. And there's healing that needs to happen around that, you know. When you feel that and you cultivate that within yourself, that is true beauty. And you'll attract more healing and loving relationships in that same aspect. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. And if you enjoy the readings, just make sure that you hit subscribe, and you can click the little notification bell. That way you get an alert when new videos are posted on the channel. And also, if you are in the Philadelphia area from January 4th to January 8th, I will be doing some traveling work. So I'll be offering self-mastery readings. All of my readings are always focused on transformation, healing, personal growth, spiritual enlightenment, to help everyone achieve sovereignty and personal freedom and step into their divine blueprint and their mission here. So I'll be offering personal readings for that in person. I'm also going to be offering space clearing and home clearing, so that will be available, as well as new for 2018 is Crystal Feng Shui. So Crystal Feng Shui works typically in tandem with the space clearings, although you can get both separately. I offer a discount, if you get it together. But Crystal Feng Shui, I tap into the energy and the grid points in your home. And I give you a crystal prescription, so you know what crystals will be good to place in your home in specific areas to enhance the energetic vibration and bring harmony to your space. And for some people, it could be maybe you want to bring more abundance and prosperity into your home. I tap into your energies the same way, and I give you recommendations of crystals to work with in your home. It can even be something as something like setting up a prosperity corner for you to work with in meditation in your home, or a crystal grid. So it just varies, just depending on the person, the energies, and the home. But that will be available as well. And I'll also be offering crystal Reiki and energy healings as well. I do have a limited appointments available, so if it's something that resonates with you and you're interested in, please email me at intheroughcrystals@gmail.com, and I will be putting that information in the description below for this video. And of course, at any time, if you would like a personal reading, and you can contact me for that. Those are always available. So as I close out, let me tune into what healing vibration I want to send to you guys. All right, so they are saying the energy of allowance. So I am going to send you guys a beautiful, loving, energetic vibration to all my beautiful Cancers, for you to allow the beauty that wants to come into your life. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you in February. Take care.